Do you ever feel like your brain is just a browser with maybe 50 tabs open, constantly overwhelmed, maybe stuck in a bit of a worry loop? What if I told you there's this simple, actually ancient practice that could quiet all that noise, sharpen your focus, and even make you, well, happier?
That is exactly what our deep dive today is all about. We're looking at the honestly profound benefits, often surprising ones, of healthy reading habits. We're talking mental, emotional, even physical well-being. We'll explore how really engaging with books, with written stuff, can cut stress, unlock knowledge, and just enhance your life overall. We're pulling from health research, psych studies, even global literacy work. It's a journey into being more informed, yeah, but also worrying less and feeling more connected.
Okay, let's unpack that, starting with the immediate stuff, the tangible benefits. I mean, most of us think reading is, pleasant, a nice way to pass time. But the science seems way more powerful. I've seen studies saying just 6 minutes of reading can slash stress levels by something like 68%. That sounds almost too good to be true. How can reading do that? Better than music or a walk?
It sounds amazing, but it's real. And the mechanism is what's fascinating. When you really immerse yourself, like in a story or an article that grabs you, your brain actively disconnects from those immediate stressors, your cognitive focus shifts, and that naturally slows your heart rate, relaxes your muscles, your whole nervous system gets a chance to reset. It's not passive, it's an active mental disengagement. It pulls your attention away from the day-to-day noise and lets you find some genuine calm, like a mental massage, maybe.
Right, so it's not just zoning out, it's active brain training. What other cognitive boosts are we talking about then?
Well, digging a bit deeper, reading really is like strength training for your mind. It improves memory, sharpens problem-solving skills, and some research even suggests it can lower the risk of cognitive decline as we age, which is huge. Think about our digital age, information everywhere. Attention spans, challenged. Reading forces you to slow down, focus, keep a single train of thought going. That's sustained attention. It helps with the book, sure, but it spills over. It improves your general concentration everywhere else. It's a real foundational mental workout.
And this ripple effect, it goes beyond just brain power, right? It touches our sleep, our happiness. I've heard some interesting links there. What about reading and sleep or just feeling good?
Oh yeah, this is where it gets really interesting. Think about that habit so many of us have, doom scrolling before bed.
Guilty.
Right. Flicking through social media, news, it winds us up, stresses us out, totally messes with sleep. But swap that phone for a physical book. It sends a signal to your brain. Time to unwind, makes drifting off much easier. And here's the kicker. Studies suggest regular book readers tend to be happier. One Yale study even linked consistent reading to a longer lifespan. It seems connected to feeling more fulfilled, having a sense of purpose. It's genuinely a lifestyle enhancer.
That's a really strong case for ditching the phone at bedtime. You mentioned physical books specifically. It makes me think of like vinyl records coming back. Is there something special about holding a physical book?
Oh, absolutely. There's a unique fulfillment, like you said, with vinyl outselling CDs. There's value in getting something you can hold.
Yeah.
For kids, sure, but for adults too.
Right.
Following along line by line gives you this clear spatial context. And just the act of turning a page, finishing a chapter, it gives you a real tangible sense of accomplishment, of progress, that creates this subtle but quite powerful reward system in your brain. And a practical side note, if you ever proofread your own writing, it's often easier to spot mistakes on paper. Reading print kind of encourages a different internal dialogue, helps you see what you actually wrote, not just what you meant to write.
Okay, have you ever been so deep in a novel that you've actually properly sobbed over a character? I know I have.
Oh, definitely.
That raw connection, that's a perfect example of how fiction helps you feel, right? And enhances your ability to connect with other people. When you get into a good story, you're not just reading words. You're kind of living through lessons, emotional journeys, almost like here you are the main character. How does that translate? How does that vicarious experience actually help our real-world relationships?
Yeah, the neuroscience here is really compelling. When you read fiction, especially what we call literary fiction, it activates a key brain network, specifically a subnetwork linked to what psychologists call theory of mind.
Theory of mind.
Yeah, it's basically your brain's ability to understand and predict what other people are thinking, feeling, their intentions. Literary fiction often requires you to figure out complex characters, their motivations, their feelings. It gives that empathy muscle a serious workout. And that practice translates. It improves your social cognitive skills in real life. It's like a mental gym for empathy.
So if we want to boost that social intelligence, does any reading work? Or should we be picking up specific types of books?
That's a really important distinction. The research points towards literary fiction being the most effective for this specific benefit, more so than, say, genre fiction or nonfiction. The key seems to be the depth of engagement required. Literary fiction often makes you, the reader, work harder to simulate the social stuff, to really step into the characters' mental lives. You have to construct their inner worlds. That deep imaginative work is what fuels the empathy boost.
Interesting. And beyond empathy, which is huge, reading also offers that powerful mental escape. It's
Yeah.
not just distraction, is it? It's more like actively disengaging from stressors, a way to let your brain kind of rewire away from anxiety, a mental reset.
Exactly right. Life gets overwhelming. Sometimes you just need a deliberate break from your own thoughts, your own worries. Books give you that unique chance to just step outside your reality, immerse yourself somewhere totally different. It's a powerful reset for the mind. A vacation for your brain, Minus the packing.
Okay, so we talked about the mental escape, but, for a lot of people, the challenge is just getting into a book. With all the distractions, we all feel it, right? Constant notifications, endless feeds. Our attention spans feel, well, shorter. So how do we overcome that lack of focus? How do we actually get back into the habit of deeper reading?
And this is exactly where mindfulness comes in. It's like a secret weapon here. It's this ancient practice rooted in the idea of sati, which basically means training your mind to just observe its own attention. Where is it going? Instead of letting thoughts scatter everywhere, mindfulness helps you gently, consistently bring your focus back to the present moment, anchoring it. It's a mental discipline that directly pushes back against our fragmented modern attention. It paves the way for deeper reading.
And there's real science behind this, right? Studies show mindfulness training can significantly cut stress just by making you more aware of the present moment. It's not just about relaxing, it actively helps with anxiety, boosts confidence, enhances cognitive and social abilities. It really creates the right conditions for reading, doesn't it?
It leads perfectly into how mindfulness helps you worry less. There's this idea from linguistics, Krasner's affective filter hypothesis. It suggests that high anxiety acts like an imaginary wall. It blocks learning, blocks comprehension. When you're stressed, anxious, that wall goes up, makes it hard to absorb stuff, like what you're reading. Mindfulness, by lowering stress and anxiety, effectively lowers that filter. It lets you focus better, understand more. It's about cultivating that present moment awareness. And interestingly, even changing how we talk can help. Like, try swapping worry for wonder. Instead of "I'm worried about how it will go," try "I wonder how it will go." It's subtle, but it shifts the energy. Or you can use a labeling technique. Just notice the worry. Okay, this is just worrying. Acknowledge it without getting stuck in it, and then gently bring your focus back to now or back to your book.
Okay, so knowing all these amazing benefits, how do we actually build this habit in our busy lives? My first practical hack is always start smaller than you think, way smaller. So many of us aim too high. I'll read for an hour every night. Then we miss a day, feel bad, and give up. Instead, commit to just one page before bed, or 5 minutes with your morning coffee. Make it feel almost ridiculously easy. When I first heard that, I was skeptical, but it's amazing how fast one page becomes 2, then 10. Consistency is the magic, isn't it?
Absolutely. Consistency, even tiny bits, builds that momentum. Another really powerful strategy is making smart swaps. Think how much time we spend staring at screens. Try swapping just 10, 15 minutes of screen time for book time. Maybe charge your phone in another room overnight. Avoids that temptation to scroll. Or next time you're waiting in line, instead of opening Instagram, pull up an ebook on your phone. These tiny swaps, done consistently, they really add up. You could finish a whole book just in those little moments.
Yeah, accessibility is so key. Like, always have a book or an ebook with you. If it's right there, you're much more likely to actually read it. Download Kindle, Libby, whatever apps work for you. Have a library in your pocket. And honestly, for really busy lives, audiobooks are a total game changer. You get the same benefits, but you can read while commuting, exercising, doing chores, just winding down.
And don't forget habit stacking. Link reading to something you already do automatically. If you always have tea in the morning, make a rule. Read a chapter while you drink your tea. It makes the new habit stick easier. And, crucially important, give yourself permission to DNF. Did not finish.
Oh yes, big one.
Reading should be enjoyable, a source of learning, not a chore. If a book isn't grabbing you after, say, 50 pages, maybe even less, just ditch it. Find something that actually excites you. There are far too many amazing books out there to waste time on ones you don't connect with.
And maybe for that extra little push, think about accountability or community. Join a reading challenge, find a book club, even just agree to read the same book as a friend. That shared experience, that gentle nudge, it can make a real difference. So we've really unpacked the personal transformation reading offers brain power, empathy, all of that. But what happens when the simple habit goes beyond just us? How does it ripple out? How does it transform whole communities, maybe even change global opportunities?
Yeah, this is where we zoom out to the broader societal impact. And it's critical to understand. Literacy isn't just about reading words on a page, it's foundational. It breaks cycles of poverty, unlocks opportunities for skills, for economic independence globally. Think about places like South Asia. Over 480 million people, mostly adults, are still illiterate. That impacts everything: reading medicine labels, managing money, basic daily life stuff. When people gain literacy, it doesn't just change their life, it changes the whole community fabric.
And this is where that idea of literacy ecosystems comes in, right? Where organizations help communities build their own libraries, their own resource centers. These aren't just quiet book repositories. They're active hubs for lifelong learning, for social change, tailored to what the community actually needs.
Exactly, and the impact is so tangible. You see programs tailoring reading materials to local livelihoods, agriculture, health, helping farmers improve crops while also building literacy, or initiatives where kids illustrate stories told by elders, preserving culture, bridging generations through books they create together. We see mother-daughter literacy programs giving girls and their moms reading, writing, even computer skills. It's not just numbers, it's countless lives being changed. Real improvements in confidence, independence, school performance, right across communities.
These aren't just statistics. Yeah, they're real people, real lives transformed. You hear these compelling stories, testimonials about the power of these centers. People saying their self-confidence soared. They can read, write, feel comfortable sharing their views now. Or becoming more independent, able to read signs, navigate public transport, understand directions at a hospital. And it affects students' grades, their self-esteem. It creates this amazing ripple effect of empowerment.
So as we've explored today, the benefits of healthy reading habits are just incredible, far-reaching. From that immediate stress relief and the cognitive boost strengthening your mind, right through to developing deeper empathy and connections, and zooming out, seeing how fostering literacy transforms whole communities, even nations, breaking poverty cycles, sparking prosperity. Healthy reading habits, they're not just about consuming information passively, they're about actively cultivating a richer life, less worried, more connected for yourself, and really for the world around you too.
So here's a final thought to leave you with. If just a few minutes turning a page or listening to a story can actually reshape your brain, quiet your worries, connect you more deeply to humanity, what new world might you discover? Not just in the book, but maybe within yourself if you really embrace the habit of healthy reading. Take that thought with you. Maybe consider how you might weave a little more reading into your own life for your own well-being.